Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And for today, we're going to be taking our very first look at our newest Eternal, a speed female superhero that might actually be climbing her way into the god tier in just about a week or so once we fully test her out. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've been talking to some people and I've been seeing some things, and Makkari, when fully awakened and maxed out, might actually be on par with Moonstone. I say might because that is a tall order, my friends. Keeping up with the likes of Moonstone is not something that every character in the game can do, but she does have some things in her kit that tells me that they thought about it carefully when they were designing her, and seeing the success of Moonstone possibly made them want to try and replicate that. So here's to hoping that what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing comes to fruition, because this character is actually really fun to play and she's cheaper than Moonstone. So if she could check those boxes where she's super fun, super easy to play, and she has good survivability built in, plus in addition to that, she's cheaper than Moonstone and also in a different category, whereas Moonstone is a blast female supervillain, she is a speed female superhero, we could see some great things, right? Means you don't really have to choose one or the other, especially since she's physical and Moonstone is energy, right? She seems to have some PvP value, whereas Moonstone, not so much. So this character, although I wasn't really a fan of the whole gender swap thing, I've been playing with her and I'm really digging her, right? So much so that my rank is pretty high right now, and that's because I've invested in her quite a bit. I've even given her some Odin's blessings. If you know me, you know this is not something that I do off rip. I don't just do this all willy-nilly because I don't gamble for Odin's blessings. I get my Odin's blessings from story mode. So for me to do this, it means I'm very confident in this character, and I'm hoping that that is not overconfidence. Okay, so let's talk about Makkari, how I'm playing her right now, some of the things that I'm doing with her right now. We'll jump into the gameplay, and I'm hoping that maybe in a couple days we can get her fully awakened the normal way and we don't have to use one of these tickets. Okay, anyways, let's jump into it. So because Makkari has one of the highest amounts of damage accumulation currently in the game, which is 1.5, and then it lasts for 10 seconds with a 15-second cooldown, means you can keep this thing up all the time. Means if you're playing her, this should be the first skill you use, and you should cancel this skill almost immediately. You do not want to trigger your proc on this skill. You want to go 3 cancel, 4 cancel, then you want to proc on 5 because the 5 has a 100% damage proc, so you want to stack that on top of your other damage proc from either your obelisk or your CTP. In addition to that, right now, since she's only tier 2, this is how you're gonna have her right away. Well, not really right away. She's gonna come at 1 star, and then you can use your event tickets to get her up to tier 2, right? I'm assuming you're not gonna be a super whale and just use like a superior ticket or a potential awakened ticket on her, whatever, and get her fully awakened right away. Okay, I'm assuming you are going to be a rational person and just go through the process and get her up in a couple days, right? So you're going to have her like this right away. Sometimes you get characters in the game and they feel really incomplete, like they need their 6th skill, or in her case, need her uniform to compete or to be like a good character. That's not what I found to be the case. She seems solid. The kit just meshes together really nice. It's like somebody actually cared about making sure that this was a good character, possibly because you have to shell out a good amount of crystals on her. So maybe that's why, or maybe she's not a fan favorite, so they have to put more work in there. But either way, the skills just mesh together really well. So for me right now, what I'm doing is 3 cancel, 4 cancel, proc on 5, and then after that I use the 2 skill because I'm using her in regular world boss, and then I paralyze the boss, and then I can use the 1 and then just go right back into my regular rotation. The really cool thing about Makkari is when you're using your 5th skill, you paralyze the boss for 5 seconds. 5 seconds, which means they cannot dodge this attack. This is a light speed blitz, just like somebody like Quicksilver, and there's no escape for them unless their name is Thanos and they can shrug off debuffs. But it's really cool that she can basically just keep them in place for the entire duration of her skill. The only thing that she's missing to be like a top tier PvP character is iframe ignore. She has a counter attack and she has paralysis, but she does not have iframe ignore. In addition to that, on her passive right here, she gets guaranteed dodge, speed type. You kind of expect that, but she also gets damage reduction, which is really nice. She also gets native penetration, which is really good. Only 50%, but still pretty good. And then on her uniform, which is the main reason why you should buy her uniform, every time you use her 5th skill, you recover 30% of your max HP over 3 seconds. This is really good. This is really, really good. I feel as though this heal should have been in her base kit, and then they should have made it so that the uniform increases that heal. But they wanted to basically incentivize you to buy this uniform. So with her getting a 30% HP recovery from her uniform, the uniform is effectively a must buy. Like, you have to buy it, in my opinion. I've bought uniforms for less. A 30% HP recovery every 7.5 seconds is actually like a really big deal. So shout out to the Future Fight team for actually giving her a solid uniform bonus. Besides that, you don't really get too much else from the uniform. And I do want to show you guys that she doesn't need the heal to work. Like, she just does really, really good in World Boss, and I think I might pick her up relatively early on my free-to-play account, whereas I still don't have Moonstone on my free-to-play account. What is it, like 6 months in? I might pick her up before Moonstone just because she's cheaper. Anyways, that being said, this is the build. We have a crit damage 200% proc on here, no artifact or nothing like that. Her artifact is actually pretty good as well, so I will say that. I have a fully awakened Power of Hungry Hulk ISO set on her. We got some Odin's Blessings there just because I want to max out her stats. One thing I don't like about this update, I will point that out, is that all of these Eternals, Icarus, Cersei, and Makkari, they have no frenzy buffs. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that yet, but none of them have the attack, crit rate, all defense buffs that we've seen from other characters, right? For some reason, they decided that they weren't going to give, who can I show you guys that on? For example, Shang-Chi. This is what a frenzy buff is. Like, you know, it says increase attack, the defense, all speed, crit rate, that kind of stuff. It would have been really, really nice if the Eternals, like a couple of them, had that frenzy buff, because they don't have it. So you have to really stretch yourself to max out their crit rate and their crit damage. Now, I'm gonna max out her crit damage when I give her a CTP of energy, but even with a couple Odin's Blessings on her, giving her physical attack and critical rate, I'm still struggling to hit the cap of 75%. And you do want to hit that cap of 75% because on her 6th skill, she has that ability that allows you to do extra critical damage. You know how Sabretooth has this thing that gives him a chance to do extra critical damage? She has that on her 6th skill. So you do want to max out your crit rate so you're critting as often as possible. But that's a topic for a whole nother video. Let's actually jump into some gameplay with Makkari. So I just wanted you guys to take a moment to just appreciate how smooth and fluid it is to play with Makkari. It really makes you feel like you're moving at the speed of like light, I guess, or sound or whatever. However fast she moves, she's fast, okay? And it's very evident by the fact that the boss can't even like keep up with her. Like, it's amazing. The paralysis while she's doing her thing is just a nice touch to give you absolute control. Like, look at Proxima, look at this. She can't even get through her phases. We just have so much control over her. It's amazing, man. It's actually amazing. And Proxima is notoriously known for being a boss that is really difficult to pin down. She's always running around and doing all this extra stuff. But you can see Makkari just makes light work of her. The damage is there, the survivability is there, the ease of use is there. It's just amazing. And she really gives you that super speed vibe. I figured since she's a speed type, we'll pop over here against Corvus and see how fast we can beat him up. So we'll just blaze through this at the speed of light. Let's go. Nope, you're not going nowhere, buddy boy. Makkari says no. Strangely, we didn't do that much damage there. No idea why. But we made up for it on the following rotation. I think I'm going to change my rotation. I was going with 3 cancel, 4 cancel, proc on 5, and then doing 2, then 1. I think 1 and 2 is better, because then you can chain the paralysis. Ah, that's unfortunate. I missed the 4. Okay. I missed the 4 again there. Okay, let's come up here, buddy. Oh, he's not coming up? Okay, well, you're gonna die either way, boy. You can see, like, she has so much control. I know it's kind of corny, right? It kind of gives you that mind control vibe, but like, hey man, she's pretty strong. I'll say that. She's pretty strong. And I missed the fourth skill a bunch of times there, so we could have done that even faster. I'm gonna test her out really quickly here against Cull Obsidian and see if we can beat him up, even though he has really high physical defense. Might as well just do the full world tour while we're at it. It's a family affair. Oh yeah, she still has the deeps. The guaranteed... Oh no, I missed the fourth skill. The guaranteed dodge is nice. The fort itself doesn't do that much damage, but it's nice to just use it to get a little bit of extra damage. Let's use 1, then 2. Yeah, 1 then 2 is always better. Bro, we're making this man skip the cutscenes. We can even space it out a little bit more. Look at this. That Makkari's a god, bro. Like, crowd control goddess. Look at this. If you're a new player, right? And you don't know how to play the game properly, like, she looks like she would just make the game, like, super easy for you because of the crowd control and how long it lasts for. Diving in again, stage 99, Thanos, seeing how it works out when we don't have complete control. Alright. Don't like the poison because it can eat away at her HP over time and mess us up, but it's fine. I like that there isn't a lot of residual hits left over to like possibly mess with your oh no. Ooh, okay, it's okay. To possibly mess with your damage proc is what I was gonna say. I guess we'll pop the fury buff. She does have immunity on her, one sec. Okay, I missed the proc there because I was a bit concerned about the Blade Twister possibly tying me up. But the guaranteed dodge definitely comes in handy. Alright, so now we get to see how she does when we don't have complete control. We can't paralyze anybody or nothing like that. So all the shenanigans is out the window. Let's see how it goes. Damage still looks good. She doesn't rely on defense down or anything like that, so that's pretty good. Yeah, she looks pretty strong, man. The accumulation is nice. Alright, let's just tag her out there so we don't run the risk of getting tied up. I think she might be the next god tier character, man. For real, for real. Let's just do that. Pop that. Oh, I was a little too far away. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. Yeah, she's pretty solid. The Ford took the proc there. That was on me. I waited too long. Yeah, could have beaten this already, but it's okay. Mistakes will happen sometimes, possibly. Okay, now he's doing this thing. You have the man for the job out, because if we get tied up, Fury removes debuffs, so we ain't gotta worry about nothing. Cooldown times are pretty low as well, so that's pretty good. Yeah, not bad. 3 minutes? Well, I think we could have done that maybe 15-20 seconds faster, but stage 99 Thanos, level 60 character, that's actually pretty good if you ask me, with no uniform. So you guys let me know how you feel about Makkari in the comment section. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.